What's up, you guys? Stoopzz back again with another video, and I really do apologize that I haven't posted anything on this channel for about 2 weeks now. I was just really focused. I got an email recently from one of my viewers saying, why haven't I posted anything? And I was really focused on trying to secure a couple Glad titles before the season came to an end. The last season of Legion Season 7, and I really wanted that Gladiator mount. I wanted to secure those titles moving into BFA, and fortunately I did. I was able to secure my Demon Hunter Glad title as well as my Mistweaver Monk Glad title. And of course, I'll create a video showing you guys a few of my games along the way. I did them all on stream. I thought they were pretty fun to watch, and some of the games ended up being quite funny. With that being done, now I will update this channel very frequently. Everything will go back to normal. I have some guides coming out for you guys on various classes going into Battle for Azeroth in the pre-patch. I also will show you once again those games that took place on my stream a couple days ago. But the focus of this video is the title, that being, is it worth coming back for the Battle for Azeroth pre-patch? And I'm getting this question quite a bit. But to be honest with you guys, I did record this video, or I attempted to record this video the other day, and I was going to release it this morning, the day of me recording this video. But then when I watched back the video, I realized that, well, I'll just say after playing the pre-patch for, a day or so longer, I realized that I did not want to put out that video. I love you guys too much, and I didn't want to misinform anybody. And there was some things on the pre-patch that I do want to include in this video before putting this out there to all of you on YouTube. So again, the question is it worth coming back to the pre-patch? And in my original video, I was going to say, yes, come back. But now it's not that simple. It's not that easy. And my answer to that question is sort of. So I will get into why I think it is worth it for some people to come back for the pre-patch going into Battle for Azeroth. But I want to make this statement now at the beginning of the video. The pre-patch, similar to how it was going into Legion, leading off of Warlords of Draenor, is very, very unbalanced. I'm just going to keep it straight with you guys. It's extremely unbalanced, at least from a PvP perspective. Some classes are extremely overpowered to the point where they are doing some ridiculous amounts of damage. Some healers are abusing various trinkets. I don't even want to say the names of these trinkets because I don't want more people to use them inside of the arena. But the trinkets themselves are like healing more than any spell, when you look at the details of how much healing they're doing, than any spell they have in their toolkit. Players are abusing several trinkets that are just busted. I mean, they're absolutely busted. Again, assassination rogues are doing insane damage, and holy DKs are doing insane damage. I mean, people are also pushing arena rating now because we are in the postseason. So if you are unfamiliar, you can still push arena rating and get achievements. You can't get the rewards from these achievements, right? You can't go out and get your 2400 arena rating enchant, but you can get the achievement. So players are kind of abusing this and playing classes that are extremely overpowered to get their achievements. I was queuing yesterday just having some fun, trying to play a Warlock class or a Warlock Spec Destruction Warlock because it's a little bit different than how it was in Legion. And then every team I fought was an Assassination Rogue. In 2v2s, it's always an Assassination Rogue Disc Priest. If you get to a high enough rating in 2v2, that's all you're going to experience is Assassination Rogue Disc Priest. I was fighting Warrior Assassination Rogue comps that just didn't even make sense in 3v3s. But if it had an Assassination Rogue, it was viable. Now, not everybody is doing this, but the majority of players are doing this. I mean, they're just dealing so much damage that it's not really fun to play. However, with that being said, which this part of the video I did not include in the previous recording, with that being said, with the previous being said, there are some cool features that have came out that are now live on the pre-patch, right? We have the new PvP system with the new ranking system that I covered previously in a few previous videos. We also have the new in-game voice system, which I think is very cool. When it works well. Sometimes it's a little buggy, but it works, and it's a great system to now communicate to other players when you are inside of arena. I think that's really interesting. I think you can also use it for PvE, so it will bring the community aspect, I think, to the game back, or at least improve upon it from what we had in the past. You can also go out and purchase specific legendaries with Waking Essence, and if you aren't familiar with what that even means, it's not that important because they're not going to be too useful at all when going into Battle for Azeroth. But if you wanted to complete anything, you can. Also, the Mage Tower is now taken down permanently, so hopefully you got some of your artifact appearances. There's a lot of other cool things that you can explore. Also, I believe on the 24th of July, we will have some new quests for the pre-patch. I believe they will lead us into Battle for Azeroth, so that'll be pretty exciting. But overall, there's not a ton to do right now. We're still waiting for the quests to come out. A lot of people, including myself, are kind of just doing transmog runs. I am exploring, however, some of the other classes. So in my previous video, or this previous recording, I keep saying that, in the one that I was going to release earlier to you guys, I was going to say, you know, yes, it's worth coming back if you are planning to play Battle for Azeroth. Now, mind you, if we can just get rid of all the unbalancing issues, or the balancing issues, if we can get over the fact that the day of the pre-patch, the game was almost completely unplayable, if we can get past all of that, then there is some cool things to explore when it comes to the pre-patch if you haven't been playing the beta. If you haven't experienced Battle for Azeroth beta and even playing it at max level on the PvP realm, where it gives you a free level 120 and you can purchase all of your gear with, you know, an infinite amount of gold, it's a little overwhelming, right? I mean, there's a lot to take into consideration. The Azerite armor, what stats are right. For me, when I logged on it, especially as somebody who even makes videos for World of Warcraft, it was too overwhelming for me. It was too much things, like too many things to explore. It was too much info, especially coming off of Legion, where you just had item level and that was all that mattered in PvP. But in Battle for Azeroth, there's a lot more to that, which I think is exciting. But if you are somebody who hasn't experienced the beta, going into this pre-patch, a lot of classes have been changed. And I know the talk of the town, or the talk of the community, was that, you know, Battle for Azeroth is just like Legion. But to be honest, from somebody who does a lot of PvP, this is not really true. The pace of the game is way different. The way damage works is way different. The global cooldown change is way different. The stats are different. The templates are different, as in terms of how much health you have, your health pool, your mana pool, also, you know, the amount of damage you're doing, the stat squish. This changes the pace of the game. The amount of healing healers are doing, how fast they it's just way different when compared to Legion. So it is a much different game. So the reason I think it's still worth it for some players to come back, especially for those who haven't played much of Legion, it's worth it for you to come back now if you haven't tried out the beta, or you're not interested in just really spoiling the game for yourself and trying the beta. Then yes, come back to the pre-patch and try and ignore the class balancing, because this is always a problem inside of any pre-patch. For Legion pre-patch, the balancing is way off. Windwalker monks were doing insane damage. Rep paladins were doing insane damage. If you can get past that, it's a good opportunity for you to familiarize yourself with the game, because all players, even players that have played all of Legion, including myself, have to kind of rediscover the game all over again, relearn how classes work all over again, and that will put you on an even playing field. Versus if you completely ignore the pre-patch and then you go into Battle for Azeroth and then you have to learn the game all over again, versus players who have had some experience in the pre-patch and will or are more likely to be ahead of you when they hit max level. So if you are somebody who, you know, comes back to the new expansion and likes to explore some of the end game content before your sub runs out, it's a good idea to come back now to get your feet wet, re-understand the game, or relearn the game all over again, and then go into Battle for Azeroth, you know, kind of ahead of the curve. For me, you know, the beta is a little overwhelming, it's too much, whereas this is a good way to kind of warm up to the new expansion. But if you are wondering, do I have to come back for the pre-patch? Absolutely not. I mean, for me, I'm not even doing PvP really. I might try out some battlegrounds tonight, but it's just so unbalanced that it's not very fun. And I've been doing like transmog runs and like old dungeon runs to collect sets, you know, or mounts and things like that from previous expansions, because PvP is not in a good place right now. So for somebody who's been playing all of Legion, it feels kind of bad, but I will take this time to learn how classes work so I can better prepare myself for Battle for Azeroth. And if you are someone who hasn't played in a while, once again, then yes, come back. But do you have to? Absolutely not. But that is just my take on the pre-patch. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. I know a lot of people are unhappy with the way their classes are. I'm not saying everybody is. I know if you probably play a rogue right now, you are very happy. If you play a hunter right now, you're probably pretty happy. Marksman's a little weird, but you're happy with the way BM is and survival is. But if you play like a Windwalker, the damage is decent, but the class just feels like a shell of itself, and I know people are unhappy about that. If you play a Demon Hunter, you're probably also unhappy. A lot of the pre-patch is scaled for level 120, and it's just how it always is in any pre-patch. So don't take it too much to heart. but I know a lot of you probably share that same sentiment, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. But that's gonna do it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you have any more questions about my future videos coming out, my guides, or the pre-patch in general, you can leave those in the comment section below. Try to miss me on my Twitch live stream where I answer all of your guys' questions in depth, and I'll see you guys next time.